what led you then to say we need a commission? Why do you have to go outside the regular process? And at this point, you don't need to get into the details. We'll dive into that, but just the idea of, regular order isn't going to cut this, so we need to do a commission. What led you to think about that?
Yeah, I think this is the entitlement spending problem is highly unique and very large political problem for Congress. And observing the political process and the failure of the budget process in recent years in particular, and also the deficit reduction deals that members of Congress have been able to strike in US history, the sheer magnitude of the entitlement spending problem and what it will take to resolve it makes me highly pessimistic about Congress's ability to address this problem without help from the outside. And by help, I think really the biggest help that they will need is political cover. We saw the president put Republicans and also Democrats on the record during a State of the Union that they wouldn't touch anyone's benefits. It's that type of rhetoric that moves us even further away from finding a compromise solution on these problems. I think it is also a particularly difficult problem because the entitlement programs are growing on autopilot. So even if members of Congress today decided if they could agree on not making things worse, like the spending problems already baked into the process, so they don't have to do actually anything, and we are heading towards a fiscal crisis. And that's because of decisions that were in many cases made decades ago by other members of Congress, some of whom are no longer with us, others who are no longer in office. And so you're asking current members of Congress to commit something akin to political suicide in order to clean up a mess that was left to them by their predecessors. I think that makes this a particularly tricky political problem because there's really no glory in cleaning up this mess. It seems to be only political downside, which is why we don't see Congress tackling this head on.